The week is over, it's time to have some fun, and we're going to go to Rome to photograph the Colosseum. That's right, we are heading back to Rome. My last trip to Rome was back in 2018 when I first started this channel. Something I remember from my last visit to the Eternal City is Betty Candelieri performing in front of the Pantheon. Just listen to her heavenly voice. Now, I'm no stranger to traveling, and in particular, to the train station at Piazza Garibaldi here in Napoli. I've got all of my gear locked and secure to keep prying hands out of my stuff. I'm taking a cab from the hotel to the train station just to be safe with my luggage. Something that is really nice about the European train system is how frequently the trains run. I've opted for first class. You tend to have less issues with petty theft when you're in first class. However, watch this guy walk past me. This is the third time he has walked the length of the train looking at every seat. He will grab anything left unattended. Aside from that, the 1 hour and 10-minute ride treated me to the beautiful Italian countryside and made me wish that I had my Jeep here. Once in Rome, getting around is easy. The subway ticket machines can display English, and with only 2 lines, it is hard to get lost. This is August and the temps are sweltering. Fortunately, the subway cars are air-conditioned. Small elevator. It is hot here. Well, that was a very interesting train trip. We actually had a guy who was walking the constantly looking at everything with a little satchel on his side. In other words, he's looking for stuff to steal. So, of course, make sure you keep an eye on all of your belongings, even if you're in first class. So, anyhow, guys, we're here at the hotel, and it's just a small, neat little boutique hotel, but definitely affordable. And we're actually very close to the Vatican. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drink plenty of water because it is hot here. I'm actually going to jump in the shower and cool off. And then we're about 3 hours from sunset right now, so we're going to head off to the Roman Colosseum and do some evening panos with that beautiful structure as our subject. After a little rest, it is time to get back in that small elevator and the subway. Rome is a beautiful city. After being in Napoli for the last week, the more quieter streets of Rome is a very welcome change. This is not to say that you will not see a little trash, but not as bad as Naples. As you can see behind me is the Coliseum, built I believe around 70 AD. That makes it almost 2,000 years old. What we're going to do is we're going to circle around the Coliseum and try and find a good vantage point for sunset. We have maybe 2 hours to find our spot. Now we're on the northwest corner right now, and there is some construction behind us and between us and the Coliseum, but I don't want to get in there. So we're going to go ahead and walk around and see what we can find. This is the largest amphitheater ever built. It served as the ancient home of the gladiators. With an estimated capacity of up to 80,000 spectators, it could hold more people than the largest baseball stadiums in the United States. It was used for entertainment purposes for several hundred years. This is actually the first time I've been able to do this, to take the time to walk around the Coliseum. I usually have to rush when I'm here, but this also makes me just look forward to when I can retire and enjoy doing this at a much slower and more enjoyable pace. Well, here on the southeast corner, looking into the other side of the Coliseum, I can see where there's some restoration work, lots of scaffolding. So I don't know what this shot's gonna look like tonight. Now I'm still looking around for a good vantage point to try and photograph. There is up here a road with possibly a sidewalk I could go on. I'm gonna continue on to the south and see if we get a better angle. Everywhere there is history. The Arch of Constantine, dedicated on July 15th, 315 AD, to commemorate Emperor Constantine the Great and his victory over Maxentius. Well, unfortunately, the vantage point that I was hoping for is actually gated here at the Roman Forum, so we're gonna have to find maybe a less dramatic location. So continue to finish this walk around, see what we can find. Well, I'm pretty much back to our original location here. This entire area is surrounded by fencing. There's construction down there. This is just not turning out to be a really good evening to photograph the Coliseum. But it's what we got to work with. So you know, don't know when you're going to be. Okay, I know I'll be back here in May, and hopefully that means that I'll be able to get a better image. But for right now, I'm going to try and take advantage of the golden light hitting the side of the Coliseum here and see if I can come up with a composition. Well, if we had clouds in the sky to capture the color of the sun, I'd be able to keep the camera a little bit elevated and hide the construction below. This is just not working from here. Sometimes you have to keep looking for just the right place to set up your camera. So I think I found probably the best location. We're actually going to be shooting from the ground tonight. Now, I'm going to have to take several images, watching everybody to make sure people are moving around. That way in Photoshop, when I combine the images together, I can clone out the people and not have to worry about things like model releases for stock photography agencies. I am opting for a very low angle. I'm going to try and accentuate the height of the Coliseum by setting my tripod low to the ground. Well, like I said, I'm going to have to take several images because the people who are kind of moving around in the frame right now, which is okay. Just have to keep an eye on it and make sure that I watch the people aren't moving and take more images when they do move. One down thing right now is that the shadows are starting to creep across the Coliseum. So it's from right now, sunset-wise, these may not be the best images. We may have to try this again when the lights come on. The processing of these images takes a little bit of time. In my next episode, I will show you how I did it. In the meantime, enjoy. So I'm just going to hang around here at the Coliseum and hope they turn the lights on during the blue hour. I still think this is probably the best image given the circumstances of all the construction, and possibly get an image that's very close to the ground. So we'll see what happens. Got to try and do it in a way that I'm not going to have a lot of people in the image. Well, everybody, the blue hour's here and the lights are turning on. Let's see what we can capture tonight. All these people moving around proved to be a challenge, but the technique that I'll share with you on my September 26th episode will shed some light on how I was able to get these images in a crowded place. Well, that's it from here at the Coliseum in Rome. Thank you for watching. But for those of you who are on my expedition team at patreon.com/EWJ, head over to Patreon because we're going to do another photo shoot tonight. We're heading for Trevi Fountain. As for everybody else, please consider adopting a shelter animal. And if you can't, please consider donating to your local animal shelter. And I'll see you all in the morning.